Hello everyone, we are the students of M English first year. My name is Priyadashni SK. Joining me are Pavitra S, Priyadashni V, Rajati R, Ranat Sushmita SD, Ravi A, and Ritika S. We together worked on literature in Asian. We focusing on the Magic Flute by Madhav Gimri, the Neighbors by Ismaili Ahmad, and the Fox Boy by Nantichu Nirmi. Now we can see the short story of The Magic Flute by Madhav Gimri. Let's go into the topic. Author introduction Madhav Prasad Gimri was 1919 to 2020 was a renowned Nepali poet, scholar and the Rashtrakavi national poet of Nepal, a title given to him in recognition of his significant contributions to Nepali literature. He born in Lamchang, Nepal. Gimri's literary career spanned several decades with works like Gari and Malati Mangale becoming cornerstones of Nepali poetry. His writing is known for its depth, reflecting on nature, love, loss, and the socio-cultural fabric of Nepal. He was influenced by both classical and modern traditions and continued to write well into his later years. Leading characters of the Magic Flute is Sukumar, mother, father, and Sayapatri.
All this is Ravina going to present on the overview of Magical Flute, which was written by Madhav Gimri. He was a prominent Nepal poet, playwright, and literary figure known for his significant contribution to Nepali literature and culture. He also awarded as Rashtrakavi by the government of Nepal in 2003. And this story revolves around the young protagonist Sukumar, who often depicted as a wandering musician who discovers a magical flute along with a beautiful family. As the protagonist plays the flute, it not only captivates the hearts of the listeners but also has a transformative effects on their lives. And author's writing style combines lyrical prose with vivid imagery, creating an enchanting atmosphere. The narrative flows between realism and fantasy, allowing readers to experience the emotional highs and lows alongside the protagonist. The use of metaphors and symbolism enriches the text, inviting deeper interpretation. The magical flute serves not only as a entertaining tale but also a profound exploration of human emotion and societal challenges through the enchanting power of music and the journey of protagonist. There crafts a narrative that resonate with the themes of hope, love, and the quest for better world. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Rajati from First MA English, and I'm going to talk about the themes in the Magic Flute written by Madhav Gimri. Madhav Gimri, the author of the Magic Flute, was a Nepali poet and a scholar. He was honored as the Rashtrakavi, which means the national poet, by the government of Nepal in the year 2003. The story, The Magical Flute, talks about the true love in a sense. It's about the story of an orphan whose name is Sukumar, who lost both his father and mother and consoled by the musical flute. One day, while he's walking in Nepal, he remains of his mother and he blew the flute. And that music united the mother, who is the wife of the village headman, and Kumar. The family of the village headman became his own family, which means the wife of the headman became her mother, and the child of the village headman's wife, Sai Patri, became his sister. Let us discuss some of the themes. The first and the foremost theme is the memories and the longing. Sukumar longed for the love of his parents, and their memories gave him hope to survive. Because his father told him that whenever he misses his mother, he has to play the flute, but then he has to play from the bottom of his heart. Whenever he wants to call her, he has to blow the flute. Then the mother will appear to her. This made him survive. The next thing is the musical mystery. The music of the flute remains as a mystery. It provides consolation. But usually in Nepal, the instrument is the flute. Whenever the humans blew the flute, they could get consolation from the heavenly gods. This is what they believe. This kind of comfort was provided to Sukumar whenever he blew the flute. And the next theme is the love for the strangers. Though the village headman's wife and the daughter haven't even seen Sukumar before, they treated him as if at member. Because people of Nepal were so much into comfort and care, because they know that the boy is alone and he has nobody to look for. This was the main reason the village headman's wife seen him as her own son, because she don't even have her son. She had only one daughter. To conclude, the magical flute enforces that the true magic remains in the hearts of the people. Thank you.
A Story of the Neighbors by Ismail Ahmad. Let's go into the topic. Introduction. Ismail Ahmad is a Malaysian author known for his contributions to contemporary Malay literature. His works often focus on social issues, cultural identity, and the struggles of Malaysian people, blending traditional and he writes primarily in Malay and has garnered attention for his insightful commentary on society through both fiction and non-fiction. His writing is appreciated for its depth, accessibility, and the engagement with local values, making him a respected figure in Malaysian literary circles. The main characters of The Neighbors are Salela, Mei Ling's mother. Salela's mother, Johan, is a Salela's dog, Koreng cat.
The narrative style in Neighbours by Ismail Ahmad is characterized by a blend of realism, emotional depth, and cultural context, which together create a vivid portrayal of the characters' experiences and the societal dynamics at play. The first one is realism and everyday life. The story is grounded in the everyday experiences of its characters, particularly Mei Ling and Zalila. The narrative captures the simplicity and the challenges of childhood friendships, making it relatable to readers. The use of common settings such as their homes and the neighborhood situates the story in a recognizable environment. The next is emotional depth. The narrative delves into the emotional journeys of Mei Ling and Zalila, showcasing their feelings of joy, sadness, and conflict. This emotional depth allows readers to connect with the characters on a personal level, understanding their frustrations and motivations. The next one is dialogue and internal monologue. The use of dialogue and internal monologue enriches the narrative, providing insight into the character's thoughts and feelings. This technique allows reader to experience the character's internal conflicts and motivations directly. For instance, when Zalila asks, "Don't you want to be friends with me anymore?" it highlights her vulnerability and desire to maintain their bond despite external pressures. The next one is the cultural context. The story reflects the cultural nuances of Malaysian society, particularly the coexistence of different religions and the misunderstandings that can arise from these differences. This cultural backdrop adds layers to the narrative, making it not just a personal story but also a commentary on societal interactions. Next one is symbolism. Johann the puppy serves as a symbol of the girls' friendship and the challenges they face. He represents innocence and the joy of childhood, but also the complications that arise from cultural differences. For instance, the eventual death of Johann serves as a pivotal moment in the story, symbolizing the fragility of their friendship and the impact of societal pressures. The girls' mourning and the burial of Johann in Mailing's yard signify their enduring bond despite the challenges they face. The last one is the narrative perspective. The story is told from a third person perspective, which allows for a broader understanding of the characters' emotions and the societal context. This perspective provides insight into both Meiling's and Zalila's experiences, fostering empathy for both characters. For instance, the narrative shifts between the girls' perspectives, allowing readers to understand Zalila's internal struggle with her family's beliefs and Meiling's love for her puppy. This dual perspective enriches the narrative and highlights the complexity of their friendship. In conclusion, Ismail Ahmad's narrative style in Neighbours effectively combines realism, emotional depth, and cultural context to create a compelling story. Through the use of dialogue, internal monologue, and symbolism, the narrative invites readers to engage with Meiling and Zalila's journey, making it a rich exploration of childhood, conflict, and the complexities of human relationships. The story ultimately emphasizes the themes of friendship, cultural differences, and the resilience of bonds in the face of societal challenges. Thank you.
Hello all, this is Priyadarshini V. I am going to talk about Neighbours by Ismail Ahmad, a really interesting story about multiculturalism in Malaysia. So we have two families living next to each other, a Malay family and a Chinese family. At first they seem really different and you can feel that cultural tension, but through small everyday interactions they slowly start to understand each other better. It's not always smooth, but that's kind of the point, right? The story really highlights how, in a multicultural society, it's so important to have open communication and empathy. But the end, it reminds us that we can create harmony by embracing our differences. It's great read on how we can all live together despite our diverse backgrounds. Thank you for listening.
Greetings to all, this is Pavitra S and my topic for presentation is The Neighbors by Ismail Ahmed. Ismail Ahmed's Neighbor is a short story that explores the theme of community isolation and the complexities of human relationship. The narrative might address cultural differences, personal struggles, and the nuisances of daily interactions. Themes in this story are cultural identity, community and belonging, conflict and tension, isolation versus connection, change and adaptation. The first comes cultural identity. The story delves into the complexities of cultural identity. Characters grapple with their heritage while adapting to new environments. The second is community and belonging. Community and belonging highlights the dynamics of neighborly relationships and the sense of belonging. Interaction between the characters reflect the importance of community ties and support. The next is conflict and tension. The narrative addresses the underlying tension between different cultural groups, showcasing how misunderstandings can arise from differences in tradition and lifestyles. The next is isolation versus connection. The characters of isolation despite being surrounded by others, emphasizing the struggle for meaningful connection in a multicultural setting. The last comes change and adaptations. The theme of change and adaptations or the theme of change is prevalent as the characters navigate the challenges of adapting to new realities while holding on to their roots. So these are the themes of the neighbors. Thank you.
Now we can see the short story of the Fox Boy by Nankichi Nimi. The author introduction. Nankichi Nimi was 1913 to 1943 was a Japanese author renowned for his children's literature. Known as the Hans Christian Andersen of Japan, his most famous work is Gone, the Little Fox, a story about kindness, miscommunication, and remorse. Though he died young at 29, his works remain beloved in Japan for their emotional depth and moral lessons. Letters of the Fox Boy or Bunroko, Yoshinari, and Bunroko's mother.
Boy, an overview. The Fox Boy is a short story written by Nankichi Mimi, who is a Japanese writer. Although he was not a prolific writer, he is a well-known short story writer among the Japanese and globally. The story is a very innocent and intensely curated story that is set in the rural background of a Japanese village. The vivid imagery of the setting of the story gives us a clear picture of what might have happened delivers to us. It is about a group of boys visiting a nearby shrine for a festival. The boys supposedly buy a new sandal for young Bunroku, who is the protagonist of the story. He is a very shy and spoiled boy. They are told by women that he'll be bewitched by a fox if he wears the sandal for the first time during the night time. Initially unfazed, that the boys are not about the fact that he would become a fox, but slowly the boys start to believe that the fact that Bunroku has indeed become a fox. And then they have several incidents. They encounter all the happenings of the shrine, but slowly they start to believe that Bunroku has become a fox. The little one reaches home after all the incidents in the temple, after all the ceremonies in the temple. The little one reaches home, tells the incident to his mother. His mother comes and learns about the thing that might have happened to him during the day and says that even if he really turned into a fox, mom and dad would also turn into a fox along with him and stay with him till the end. It's very heartwarming, particularly towards the end where Bunroku actually imagines what would happen of their lives when they turn to foxes. The main theme of the story is the love that the members of the family has for each other. It depicts that true love transcends all borders and that maternal love is above everything. The innocence of children is another theme recurrent in the story. Overall, the story is short and sweet, filled with kind gestures, innocent children, and absolute love among them.
Slide, we're gonna see the main themes from the Fox Boy by Nankichi Nimi. First, we can see unconditional love. The story emphasizes the strong bond within a family, particularly the unconditional love your mother has for her child. It portrays how this love transcends fear and uncertainty, as seen when Bunroko's mother reassures him that even if he turned into a fox, his parents would always stay with him. Second one is maternal love and protection. Um, the theme of maternal love stands out in the mother's reaction to Bunrako's fear of turning into a fox. Her calm, loving response highlights the protective nature of mothers, willing to go to any length to ensure their child's safety and happiness. Third one is innocence of childhood. The story captures the pure, naive world of children, where their imagination and belief in folklore, such as being bewitched by a fox, can lead them into fanciful situations. The children's innocence shapes their understanding of the world and fuels their fears, hopes, and dreams. Fourth one is family bonds. Another important theme is the closeness of family and the sense of security it provides. The way the family responds to Bunroko's fear shows that the strength of their connection and how they provide comfort and assurance in times of doubt. And last, the imagination and folklore. The story incorporates the element of Japanese folklore, where foxes are often associated with supernatural events, blending the real with the imaginative. The children's gradually belief in the fox story mirrors the impact of folklore and on their innocent minds. Um, this story explores the themes of love, innocence, family, and the beauty of simple, heartfelt connections. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. We hope you found it informative and engaging. We appreciate your attention and look forward to any questions or feedback you may have. Thank you.